What is up, my friends? Jesse here with Just Man Sports Cards. Gonna do my recent pickups. If you're new to the channel, I focus on rarity and rookies, mostly collecting the 90s, but and definitely Hall of Famers. Breaking Bad cards. I think this is probably the first one I've ever shown on the channel. It's a foil card. It's probably my favorite card in the set. There is autographs and wardrobes. There's a PSA 7 on eBay of this for, I think they want like $38. I've been pretty patient. The raws are around $30, and I won this at auction, I think, for like 7, 8, $9, something like that. Probably my favorite card in the set. So that's cool. Gallery of Heroes. These are like stained glass 97's first year. This one looked pretty clean, so it's got a shot at a 9 or a 10. Steve Young. Like a little lip issue back here, and then some surface stuff around here. This is like a 8 or a 9, probably. Mari Cooper, I do like collecting him. His stuff's just so cheap, and this was like $2. JD Drew, this is the Essential Credentials. I think it's now. Got a 94, and it's a little harder to see, but see me. This is like if you're hold up the light, they're pretty cool cards. It's like $10. Kevin Garnett, rookie, Wave of the Future. This came out of Flair. It says insert out of Flair. This one looked pretty clean, but I don't think it has a shot at a 10. Ray Allen, rookie, Stardate. Got this out of a 90s Facebook group. It's probably an 8 or a 9. There's some surface stuff. When I get cards, I always pull them out and I look at surfaces because through these, there's sometimes some major stuff, and if the card's under $5, I just let it ride. But if I paid $10 or more, I'm probably gonna say something. I got this through a Facebook group too. I have a numbered version of this. This might be the gold. You can tell how shiny it is. They're gorgeous cards. For Kareem, 13. So still pretty rare. This is numbered out of 67. Donruss Elite. Cool card. Even better out of a top loader. There's a Keem. Numbered. Irving. This is the refractor or the prism version. Pretty centered for this year of prism. Surface is fairly clean, so this has got a shot at a 9 or a 10. It's got to say prism there. This is a little out of order. Cream. So they also make this in a die cut. This is my only copy of this one, just because I'm not crazy about the picture. But I think I got this from the seller that I won the auction on another card. So it was really cheap because the shipping had already been paid for. Press proof, not a super rare card, but looked clean. It was like $2 after shipping. So I'm cool keeping those types of cards raw until grading is super, super cheap. I'm a believer in this card. It's the 247. Members only. It needs the members only stamp. PSA seems to be like they're getting better and better about correctly labeling it. And these go for 40 to $60. So anywhere under 50, I'm typically a buyer, depending on how I've spent my funds for the week. There's about 300 of these. I'll pull up the popper report. Then this in the same week. Cracked case, they noted it. I'm okay cracking and cementing it somewhere else when the price is right. But right now, it's actually pretty. That's not wiggling or anything, so it's pretty well protected. Just looking over like SGC when I get them in. I mean, that's just so clear. Like, I just don't. I mean, and you can see there that's not perfect. I mean, it's being picky, but just on 90s cards, they're typically pretty picky. And just for something, I wouldn't be surprised if this gets an 8 at PSA. And then I just like, I mean, I got 2 in the same week, so you just kind of compare them. The front corners of this one look a lot better. And that is a soft corner there. So PSA doesn't always get it right. I definitely got a card in the mail this week that there's no way it should have the grade that it got, and it's from PSA. I mean, they're off by like 3 grades. I'm gonna see what the seller is gonna do, but if they don't do, I might make a video out of it if the seller doesn't take it back, because then I'm gonna have to take it up with PSA. Anyways, not to drag on. I actually entered my Kevin Garnett cards into the set registry on PSA. Just it's always something I wanted to do with a player to kind of see where I stood. This is just a card of his rookie year I didn't have. These are actually pretty rare, but this is cheap. It's an 8. It was under $20, but maybe I'll pull up the pop report on these. But they're actually fairly rare. And then my Garnett video, which is pretty recent, that I went through. All my rookie stuff is his. The highest grade I had was an 8, and I knew there was this on eBay, and I don't know. I've just bought a lot of raw copies of this, and I didn't have strong faith that I would ever grade 1.9. So I got him to go down $5, which isn't a whole lot, but I pulled the trigger, and it kind of solidifies my Garnett collection. 95 Players Club. It's got Shaq in it, Jordan dunking. Not a super expensive card, but I really like the card when there's 2 Hall of Famers in it. Scoring magnet, these were 1 in 54 packs and 95 metal. 95 metal has dried up quite a bit as far as boxes go on eBay. It's got a cool surface. I'm filming this at night, so getting the pictures, the clarity is a little harder to do, but we work during the day, so at least I do. I mean, I've done shift work before. I did not win this off PWCC, so they must have had this at the vault and then shipped it to me. So I won this at auction, and then I saw what was floating around, and the 8 was cheaper than you can sometimes get raw. So that's not a hot card or anything, but I'm a believer in Magic. I collect Magic. Ray Allen rookie, refractor. I won this for like $20 plus $5 shipping. That's $25. It just seems too cheap. I mean, I don't see anything wrong really with the card. It's maybe a little diamond cut up there, but won these in the same week. 9s. Before all I had was 8s. I'm still a believer in Kobe. The gold medallion. This is pretty low pop too. I'll pull it up. I think it's like a pop of 300 and a 9. And there's not many 10s. Uh, and I won I won one of these for the lowest price in the last year or the last 2 years, and then it was like the next week I won another one for $10 even cheaper. Um, so now I have two nines. I got some bangers coming up here. It starts with this one. Um, I mean, this is kind of a crazy thing. These are the same price. So sometimes you like even question your own collecting, which I think is good. But there's probably more people that want a Kobe card, but then for me spending the same amount of money, this is just dope. You don't see these pop up much. Uh, PSA, if you don't know it, if it's older than 98, you have to do dual service, which is more. If it's 98 or newer, they respect that it's authentic autograph for whatever reason. I mean, it's got the autographic stamp on it, so. But that's a clean auto for Ray. He sometimes signs soft for whatever reason, and he typically uses kind of a thin pen. I've looked at a decent amount of his autos before because I do collect his stuff. This is the biggest card that I bought in quite a while. You can see through it there. This is the Fusion Sterling, so it's blue. The Fusion is gray, and then they make a gold version of it, 250. I got this for less than half than what they've been going for. Someone else, I was shocked at what I won this for, how cheap it went. It wasn't cheap, but in the grand scheme of Griffey cards, but it was, um, yeah, feel free. And then someone else won one the exact same week for like $50 more than I won this one. I was bidding strong. I was willing to pick up another one for the same price that I picked this up. So not sure. I feel like this is going to go down. The credentials for Griffey is really picked up, and to me, this is a similar caliber card. A little higher numbering than the credentials, but with some stuff, you just don't feel like. I have a PSA 10 of this. This is off centered. Pretty bad, actually, but I mean, when you give that an 8 just for centering, it's on the front. I mean, that's where sometimes with SGC, it's just like I think if this was in a PSA case, you'd just be like, they're typically a little lenient on centering, but I feel like that's pretty bad centering. But there's only 25 copies of this card, and I own two. I own a PSA 10 of it. And this is who I've decided to modern collect. Heard a lot of stuff about his game, and this year I actually watched a decent amount of it, and it's just he plays a really beautiful game, and if underrated is a thing. This is so this is the set I've been focusing on. Revolution. I was looking at picking up a base, and then some of the stuff that was I wasn't winning them, and then some of the stuff that this is rarer than the base, the infinite. Um, I'll pull up the pop report. It's crazy low. And I think the thing to remember about Jokic is he was a second round draft pick. So many of his cards probably got thrown away. And this was a big boy card. There's, I think, only 12 total of these graded. And it's numbered to 100. So there you have it. Only two Jokic cards so far. This was not cheap at all, and this wasn't cheap either. But for a modern day player and a rare card, uh, beautiful cards. I love them. I'll catch you all later.